Hi everybody, I'm Steve Beecham. I'm the chair of the advisory board for First City Bank.
And I'm Bob Konserack. I'm the proposed CEO for First City Bank.
So people ask us, how did this come about? How did we start First City Bank? And so, my story is a year ago or so, Bob and I were talking and I said, man, I think there's a chance that maybe the community would love to have a community bank again. We don't have that anymore. All these big banks have bought these little banks up. And so Bob and I know each other through the Rotary Club, and we've spent some time in Brazil working on a Down syndrome project, which Bob has done an awesome job of. And so he came back a year later and said, hey, I think I got this idea. I think I know how we can get this bank going. And I said, okay, well, let's call a bunch of people and let's see if they're interested, because we're going to need investors. And so I reached out to about 20 people, and about 15 of them showed up at my office, and I said, hey guys, we're thinking about starting a community bank. What do y'all think? Would y'all be interested? And lo and behold, pretty much everybody said, we're in.
There hasn't been a new bank in Alpharetta for more than 15 years. And the last time a bank was opened here, Alpharetta was essentially a bedroom community for Atlanta. Now it's its own commercial center. And so if ever an area deserved its own community bank to champion the communities around here, this is the time.
And so we're excited about First City Bank, and we hope you're excited about it too, because we think that we're going to create a sense of community here in Alpharetta and North Fulton area. What we see is that a lot of people in business don't have that guy that knows their name, that guy that knows their business. And so that's missing in this community. And so we feel like that's a void that we can replace. And so if you are a type of person that does some commercial banking and you want a relationship with a banker, then Bob, we're going to have those people, right?
Dave Chatham, one of our members and organizers, he used the phrase hometown service with world-class technology. There's a lot of wonderful channels of technology that are out there, and they all work really, really well, but oftentimes you need somebody to help you understand them, to feel safe with them. And so combining those two, I think, is a great way to go in an area like this.
What kind of technology are you thinking that people need to understand that we'll have?
Well, it all depends on the business that you're in, but some banks really have a need for being able to send wires and ACH payments. They have a need to understand, how do I pull this down into my financials? If I'm working on inventory and receivables, I have to have different abilities to do draws. Yeah, people access money in different ways, and when it comes to a community bank, they have different need for resources, from financial advisory to lending and depositing, to what kind of machinery I can have in my office, merchant services, merchant capture, how it is I'm getting my transactions taken care of, and does it work for me, and having folks available to help you with it when you got questions.
So what about the business person that still needs a commercial loan officer? They need to buy a truck, or they need to buy a piece of equipment, or they want to expand their business. How can we be that go-to person for them?
Well, I'll tell you, just like they had the billboards up during COVID, this is a great time to know your banker, because if you're looking for some kind of customized understanding for whatever loan relationship you're after, you're interested in not just local service, but local decision making. Somebody who can actually make the call and let you know right there whether it's going to work or what else you might need.
I just think that's so crucial. I mean, to me, it breaks down. There are basically two types of customers out there. There's the person that just has banking because you have to, right? And so we want to be able to help that person transition from their current bank to us, because if they've got something they need some help with, we're the kind of bank that we want to help them with that, right? Because a lot of people just hear no all the time. They stand in line. We don't do that here at our bank, or you got to call the 1-800 number at our bank. But I mean, we can be that banker, right?
It's a matter of how you do stuff and how many times does it take. I mean, I've always enjoyed a situation in the banks that I've managed when, if you call during business hours, you're not going to get a recording. When you call during business hours, a real live person is going to answer the phone and say, how can I help you? That's just a start. It's how a local bank distinguishes itself from the big banks, because big banks provide a lot of great services. And as long as you don't need anything special, they work just fine. But when you're a small business, if you're aspiring to grow and you need ideas and you need counsel, you got to come to somebody that knows how to do this for a living. For a commercial lender, this is their subject matter expertise. This is what they know. This is why they know it. When it comes to merchant services, okay, here's the kind of equipment we have. Here's why it's going to work for you. Here's what it's going to cost. Here's how it makes money for you. Folks really want to understand, if I've got to pay for something, what am I paying for? Is it adding value? Is it good for my business? Don't just tell me it's a fee, tell me what it's for. And that kind of stuff I think is important. That's how you build a relationship.
And then both of us are real involved in the community. We've got people that are on our board that are real involved with the community, and we plan on continuing to do that, right?
If you look at our group of members, we've got just a fantastic group of folks all across this this community with different backgrounds and skill sets, all very accomplished, all very committed to the community, particularly Alpharetta, but all over in North Metro Atlanta. This is a remarkable group of folks to go to market with, and I'm very proud for the resources and the talent and the personalities that have come together to go do this. This is going to be very cool.
So if somebody's going to invest in our bank, what would you tell them? What's the pros and cons of investing in a
Hey, this is a small business. This is a start, okay? And just like any stock offering, if you're putting your money into something, you want to understand why. You're looking for a return. Well, look at the S&P 500 this year. Look at a lot of the stock indexes. People have done very well. Now folks are starting to wonder, maybe it's time to take a little money off the table. Well, how about taking some of the money that you've made and you've done very well and put it in something local that you can come check out every once in a while. Come visit us, come see how your investment's doing. Of course, these are startups, and of course you need a couple of years to get them profitable. But if you look at a typical return in a small cap stock, the cost of capital is what, 12 to 14% a year is what you expect from a small business return. Well, multiply it over 4 or 5 years, get the bank profitable, and then at some point you've got to have some sort of a liquidity event. If people want to get some money back, if people want to double down and buy some more, you've got to be clear with your investors in terms of what the trajectory looks like. How are they going to win? How is everybody going to win? And we'll be open about that. There haven't been many new banks that have opened in the entire country in the past 10 years. I think that there's only 6 that have opened in the state of Georgia in the past 10 years, where in the early 2000s, sometimes they were 50, 60, 70 a year just because of the way technology worked and the way the market worked. So we are one of the first banks to open, especially in a prosperous area like this, in this whole cycle. And I'll put it this way, is the community bank business model still works. It's a prosperous business model. It's an effective business model. It helps a lot of people, but you've got to know what that business model is. We've got a group of members who are helping to put this together who accomplished across any number of backgrounds and careers. And so the cool part of this is to go out and engage them and gather some information as to, okay, what does our ideal client look like? When we identify who our ideal client looks like, what is the offering we're going to give them that makes it compelling for them to at least want to pick up the phone or come visit and open an account? And once you do that, then you've got to figure out, okay, how many of them are there in our area? And so we can't take on all comers, but we're going to be a community bank that has a focus. I want to have consumer accounts, just like I've got business accounts, but I sure do want to put a focus on banking the employees of the businesses that I serve. I'd much rather have a compelling offering where all of our business employees want to bank here because it's worth their while and we make the extra effort. Of course, we're right in the city of Alpharetta. So we're going to want to have an extra special effort for first responders and folks that serve our city. You bet we will. We'll go out of our way to make sure that the city understands we're championing this community, and here's how we're going to champion it with our community bank.
And I keep telling everybody, we're a bank, we're going to know your name. The people that are going to work here, they want to be here. They're all top line people because there's so much available talent right now. A lot of people that were in community banking got sucked up into these other big banks, and they're looking to get back into community banking because, like us, they like the fact that they know who they're banking. They want to bank those people. And so this will be a bank where we'll know your name. You'll walk in and we'll say, "Hey, Bob, how you doing?" And that makes you feel good.
It does, and we're attracting a lot of good talent too. We're attracting career bankers who want to get back to the business of community banking. So chances are they're going to know your name when you come in the door because they've met you before, and that's awesome.
Awesome.
To get involved, go check out our website, firstcitybank-io.com. It's got a lot of information there about who the organizers of the bank are, what the value proposition is, how you can get on the mailing list, how you can sign up for an offering circular. Come check us out. We're raising $20 to $25 million to capitalize the bank. So this is a great opportunity to get involved in a starting business that's going to serve your community here in North Fulton County.
Yeah, so if you need to apply and get on our mailing list, go to our website, get on our mailing list. We're going to have some receptions, and we're going to teach you all about what our vision is, what we want to do, what we think the value proposition is for being an investor in the bank. So don't forget to go to the website and sign up, and then we'll contact you when we're ready. As soon as we get our approval from the Department of Banking and Finance, we'll start the process of starting to raise capital, and we'd love to have you on board.